I think the Native vote is incredibly strong. If you look at elections in the past, you could see that Native voters, if they do turn out to vote, they will have their voices heard. They're a very strong vote to have.
Native Americans have been on this continent for thousands of years, yet since the arrival of Columbus in 1492, the Native population in the United States has been persecuted. They've had their homelands taken from them, their freedom taken away from them, their cultures taken from them, and now their rights taken away from them. Native Americans aren't being treated like Americans because they can't participate in this crucial American tradition, voting. Native Americans have a hard time registering to vote, getting to polling locations, and reading the ballot. The United States is not accepting and conforming to the needs of this significant minority group and group of real Americans. The Native population is an important group of voters, and in recent elections, candidates have won or lost based on Native turnout. More action for voter equality is required, as Native Americans currently don't have the same rights and access to resources as other citizens, and because voter ID laws prevent many people from voting.
The one place where these two people should be equal is the voting booth.
Since Native Americans are citizens, they should have the equal right to vote like any other citizen. Every U.S. citizen over the age of 18 has the right to vote, except for Native Americans. Many Native Americans aren't informed about where their polling place is, how to register to vote, and other major issues. This causes a huge underrepresentation of the population.
And when you vote, whether you're white, Native American, or black, you're supposedly participating in the sacred and defining ritual of American public life.
Native Americans are being suppressed because of a lack of materials and resources being available.
So a lot of on-reservation voters, English isn't their first language. A lot of them speak their traditional languages. And so it's incredibly hard to cast a ballot because you speak your language. You don't read or speak English, you don't write. And so having that ballot translated is incredibly important.
We continue to see incredible challenges, whether it's housing or Indian education, Indian healthcare, law enforcement, respect for sovereignty and respect for consultation.
Access to the polls is actually incredibly difficult for a lot of on-reservation voters. It is really common, especially in November when it's cold, there's snow, there's rain. A lot of voters have to travel 50, 60, over 100 miles just to get to a polling location.
One place with a large suppressed Native American population is San Juan County, Utah.
San Juan County, Utah is in the top 10% poorest counties in the United States.
In 2010, the county was 49% Native American and 47% white. Despite the county's majority Native population, the county never had a Native American county commissioner until 1986, and never had a Native majority on the commission until 2019. Native Americans in Utah only even gained the right to vote in 1957. One of the commissioners of the county is named Phil Lyman, and he has been a large factor in voter suppression in the county.
If a person has to live in a district in which they're voting, then you have to be able to verify that in some way.
But this position discriminates against on-reservation voters.
A lot of reservation communities and tribal members or on-reservation voters don't have a physical address. They don't have a 123 ABC street. It's incredibly rural. So there's really no reason for community members to have addresses like that.
In many states where there are Native reservations, there are voter ID laws that make voting more difficult for Native Americans. For example, recently, North Dakota passed a law saying that all voters need to have an ID with a residential address if they want to vote. This targets Native Americans because most of them do not have residential addresses. Most of them live on reservations and only have post office boxes. That's all they needed before this law passed. Native Americans have been persecuted, discriminated against, and ignored for hundreds of years. It is time that all voting districts across the country push for Native American equality at the polls. America is known for democracy, known for allowing everyone to vote. However, America cannot truly live up to this until everyone in the country is able to equally participate in this democracy. Being an American means having the ability to vote, and since Native Americans have been here longer than anyone else, they should have the right to be an American as much as anyone else.